70 nautical miles, of course, very far outside of territorial waters. So it was an illegal interception. We were then taken to the port of Ashdod in Israel. We were dragged off the boats. We were thrown to the floor. We were forced to sit, to rest on our knees, facing downwards, with our hands tied behind our backs with cable ties. This went on for some people for as long as 6 hours. I was there for about 2.5 hours. One by one, we were kind of called into a processing centre at the port of Ashdod. I was called in, as I say, about 2.5 hours in. I went in, I was fast-tracked through various systems, and then I had my hands tied again, taken onto a bus, and driven 2 hours away from the processing centre to the Negev Desert. And I only found out I was in the Negev Desert when the British Consular General came to visit the day after we'd been illegally imprisoned in the Negev Desert. And I said to him, "Where are we?" And he explained that we were indeed in the Negev Desert, in a prison complex that Israel built originally to torture Palestinian inmates. So, and then when we were there, the experience was utterly parlous. I mean, several tenets of international humanitarian law were violated. Several principles of the Geneva Convention were violated. We were denied water. As I say, it was in the middle of a desert, so it was very, very hot. Small corrugated cells, makeshift cells, absorbed a lot of heat. We were denied water in that context. It was 10 people to a cell. We had to drink out of a tap in the toilets that produced feculent water, water infected with fecal matter, brown water. And when we pointed this out to the guards, they just sneered and said they didn't care. People were denied essential medicine. I saw various people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s denied their essential medicine. People who had heart conditions, and one guy who's HIV positive needed his meds, a guy who needed meds to avoid having seizures, which could potentially be fatal. And the guards said, time after time, to person after person, "We don't care. There's no medicine for animals," and so on, things like that. This is what they're willing to do to predominantly white Europeans, US passport holders, French passport holders, German passport, British. Imagine what they are willing to do to Palestinians if they're willing to do that to us.